You may not realize it, but your husband and my husband are probably both very insecure. My husband has confessed to me that he feels like a failure almost all the time, and that he believes most men struggle with the same thing. And I believe he's right, because I've interviewed many other male authors, and they say that most men struggle with this feeling like, man, I'm going to be discovered as a failure. And they're trying to, battle the world, and the world's saying, hey, you're not good enough. If you can't dunk like LeBron James, and if you're not driving a Mercedes or a Porsche or whatever, you're just not good enough. You don't have a big enough house for your family. You don't make enough money. You're not respected enough at the job. Why are you at this level of a job when there are other people who've made it to manager and you have not? And I mean, your man is being told all day long in subtle and not so subtle ways that he is not measuring up, that he is a failure. And the last thing he needs is to come home to the one place where he should feel lifted up and feel like he's also disappointing you, that you also believe he's a failure. Maybe this is why God had to instruct wives very clearly in Ephesians 5:33, the wife must respect her husband. Yeah, the wife must respect her husband. Your husband cannot tolerate one more person, especially the person that's supposed to be for him, pointing out how he's letting you down, how he's a failure. Now, I'm not saying that if he's sinning against you that you should just turn a blind eye, but even then you can respectfully confront, you can respectfully, lovingly say, we need to do something about this. All this being said, I want to give you a list of some words that should never come out of your mouth when you're talking to your husband. I mean, really, these words should never be said because they're hurtful. They tear down your husband. They're not constructive at all. So here are the things you should never say. You always fill in the blank, and it's a complaint. You always come home late. You always forget to take out the garbage. You always do. Do you see how that's just, it tears him down? He doesn't always, but you're making this sweeping generalization about his character. Same thing, you never remember, to come home on time. You never go to church with us. You never bring me flowers. You never da 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 da. See how, again, it's like a sweeping generalization indicting his character. Another one, why don't you ever... See these words like never and ever and always? They're just sweeping condemnation kind of statements against your husband. Here's another one. I feel like your mother. And it's usually said just about like that, right? I feel like your mother. Ugh, how degrading is that? Or, if people only knew what you were really like. Is that really building up your husband? I mean, even if there are some problems going on, is that the right thing to say to him? No. How about this one? You don't make enough money. Again, a man is deeply tied to his job and knows he should be the provider, and unless he's just sitting on the couch and refusing to work at all, running him down for not making enough money, not a good thing. Here's another one you should never say. How many times do I have to tell you? That sounds like you're scolding a 3-year-old, doesn't it? Not good. Here's another one. That's not the right way to do it. Again, like you're treating him like he's 3 and you're the teacher and you're telling him how to do things. Or, here's some things just to never ever say. I don't need you. Or, you're a jerk. Or how about this one? I'll never be able to trust you. You might not be able to trust him right now, and maybe for good reason, but to say, I'll never be able to trust you, do you see how all these things just tear your man down? Don't ever say those things. If you need to confront him on something, do it, but do it respectfully and lovingly. And don't tear down your husband. He already struggles with feeling like a failure.